They don't raise their voice. They don't seek approval. Yet when they walk into a room, everything stops. The air changes. Everyone just listens. The Sigma female doesn't need to explain herself. Her silence speaks louder than most people's loudest words. She moves through life with quiet confidence, not because she thinks she's better, but because she knows exactly who she is. When others are busy justifying their choices, seeking validation, or asking for understanding, she remains still. Unbothered, grounded. She doesn't owe anyone an explanation. And strangely enough, people respect her even more for it. This isn't arrogance. It's alignment. Sigma females know their worth so deeply that they no longer feel the need to prove it. Most people spend their lives explaining, trying to make others understand why they act the way they do. They overtalk, overshare, overcompensate. But the Sigma female understands something profound. Explaining yourself dilutes your energy. When you start explaining, you give away your power. You open the door for judgment, criticism, and misunderstanding. The Sigma female learned long ago that not everyone deserves access to her reasoning. Her life isn't a democracy. It's a sovereign state, ruled by her own principles. That's why when she says no, there's no follow-up, no justification, no softening, just silence. And that silence unsettles people, because in a world addicted to noise, silence is power. People obey not because she demands it, but because her energy demands respect. Have you ever noticed how some people don't even need to speak to have authority? That's the Sigma female. When she walks into a room, she doesn't compete for attention. Attention simply gravitates toward her. Her calmness stands out in a world obsessed with chaos. Her focus feels intimidating to those who scatter their energy everywhere. Her confidence doesn't scream, it whispers. But that whisper echoes in people's minds long after she's gone. People obey her not because she tells them to, but because her energy makes them want to align. It's not control, it's influence born from authenticity. Sigma females don't manipulate, they inspire. So, why exactly do Sigma females never explain themselves? Because they've outgrown the need for validation. When you live authentically, your actions make sense to you, not to everyone else. And that's enough. The Sigma female knows that trying to make everyone understand her would mean living for everyone but herself. She chooses peace over approval, growth over gossip, truth over popularity. Explaining yourself often means you are trying to be understood by people who are committed to misunderstanding you. The Sigma female doesn't play that game. She doesn't chase understanding. She embodies clarity, and that's why people respect her decisions, even when they don't understand them. Mystery is magnetic, and Sigma females know that too much exposure kills fascination. In relationships, they reveal little, not because they're secretive, but because they know that not everything deserves to be shared. They protect their energy like treasure. The less you explain, the more people want to understand you. The less you reveal, the more they chase your meaning. That is the Sigma effect. People obey because they crave the approval of someone who doesn't need theirs. When she speaks, people listen because she doesn't waste words. When she leaves, they wonder because she never needed to stay. The Sigma female's power doesn't come from dominance. It comes from detachment. She's emotionally independent. She doesn't need anyone's attention to feel whole. That's why her silence feels so powerful. She's not withholding approval. She simply doesn't need to give it. And that independence drives people insane. In a world where everyone's trying to fit in, she stands alone, not out of rebellion, but out of peace. Her calm indifference becomes authority. People obey her because she's untouchable. Detachment doesn't mean she doesn't care. It means she chooses where to care. Men often find themselves intimidated by Sigma females, not because she's cruel, but because she's unpredictable. She doesn't follow emotional scripts. She doesn't explain why she left, why she stayed silent, or why she suddenly walked away. Her mystery forces people to reflect on themselves. It exposes insecurity. That's why so many fear her. She holds up a mirror they can handle. And yet, that's also why they obey. Because deep down, they want her approval. They want to be chosen by someone who doesn't choose easily. Her distance isn't rejection, it's self-respect. Sigma females speak through action. When she sets boundaries, she enforces them quietly. When she decides to walk away, she doesn't announce it. She just disappears. No goodbyes, no long speeches, just the sound of her footsteps leaving everything behind. And strangely, people understand her message perfectly. The absence of explanation creates impact because mystery magnifies memory. People remember her silence more than others shouting. When the Sigma female acts, the world pays attention because her moves are intentional, never impulsive. She doesn't talk about change. She is the change. The Sigma female's secret weapon is emotional discipline. She's not emotionless. She's emotionally intelligent. She feels deeply, but she refuses to let emotions dictate her actions. When she's hurt, she doesn't post about it. She transforms pain into power quietly. When she's angry, she doesn't explode. She distances. She knows that emotional control is real freedom. People who can't control their emotions become predictable. But the Sigma female, you can't predict her next move. That unpredictability gives her control and respect. That's why she doesn't explain. Because she doesn't need your understanding to trust her feelings. Sigma females live by one powerful law. Contain yourself before the world tries to contain you. That means knowing when to speak, when to act, and when to vanish. She's not mysterious for attention. She's selective for protection. Every word she withholds builds value for the ones she chooses to speak. Every decision she makes in silence reinforces her strength. When others try to justify themselves, she just watches, calm, composed, and unreadable. Because she knows, people can only misunderstand what you expose. The reason everyone still obeys the Sigma female is simple. Her energy speaks before she does. Her eyes hold certainty. Her tone carries confidence. Her presence says, I don't need your validation to exist. And that's magnetic. In a world where most are allowed to be seen, she becomes visible through silence. People feel drawn to her calmness, her mystery, her depth. She doesn't demand loyalty, yet people offer it. She doesn't beg for attention, yet everyone watches her. That's what happens when you embody authority instead of asking for it. Sigma females leave behind confusion and admiration. People wonder who she really was, what she felt, what she meant. They talk, they guess, they analyze, and yet no one truly knows. That's her power. She becomes unforgettable precisely because she never tried to explain herself. And in a world desperate to be understood, she stands as a symbol of independence. A reminder that true power comes from within, not from others' approval. So if you're someone who's tired of being misunderstood, take this from the Sigma female. You don't have to explain your vision to those who can't see it. You don't have to defend your peace to those who thrive on chaos. You don't have to justify your boundaries to those who cross them. Let your silence speak. Let your actions prove. Because the moment you stop explaining, you start commanding. And when you truly know yourself, the world has no choice but to listen. Even when you say nothing at all, they obey because she leads herself first. That's the unspoken rule of the Sigma female.